Hello, my name is Manyazal and this is 2025 or 2017 Ethiopian calendar General Science Grade 8 Middle Level School Living Certificate or MLSLC examination with answers and explanations. Question number 1. A body of knowledge developed systematically through observation and experimentation is known as blank. A. Attitude. B. Phase. C. Belief. D. Science. The answer is science. Science is defined as a systematic body of knowledge gained through observation, experimentation, and analysis to understand natural phenomena. Attitude, phase, and belief are not based on systematic observation and experimentation. Question number 2. What is the change of matter that brings new substance with new property? A. Physical change. B. Chemical change. C. Phase change. D. Heat change. The answer is chemical change. A chemical change results in the formation of a new substance with different chemical properties. Example, burning wood produces ash. A physical change, example melting ice, doesn't produce a new substance, only changes the form. Phase change is a type of physical change, and heat change is not a standard term. Question number 3. A student classified copper, nitrogen, helium, iron, calcium, and bromine into different groups based on their common property. Which of the following classification is correct? A. Nitrogen, helium, and bromine are nonmetals. B. Nitrogen, bromine, and calcium are nonmetals. C. Iron, helium, copper, and bromine are metals. D. Calcium, bromine, and copper are metals. The answer is nitrogen, helium, and bromine are nonmetals. Copper, iron, and calcium are metals. They are shiny, conductive, and malleable. Nitrogen, helium, and bromine are nonmetals, which are poor conductors and not malleable. Question number 4. What is the name of the compound HBr? A. Hydrogen bromate. B. Hydrogen bromine. C. Hydrogen bromide. D. Hydrobromide. The answer is hydrogen bromide. HBr is a binary compound composed of hydrogen and bromine. In naming binary acids or compounds, the prefix hydro is used for the hydrogen, and the nonmetal or bromine is named with the suffix ide. Thus is hydrogen bromide. Question number 5. If you put a piece of ice on your hand for a few minutes, what will happen to the ice? It will change to blank. A. Gaseous state due to evaporation. B. Gaseous state due to sublimation. C. Solid state due to freezing. D. Liquid state due to melting. The answer is liquid state due to melting. When ice is placed on a warm hand, it absorbs heat and undergoes a phase change from solid to liquid, and a process called melting. Evaporation occurs when a liquid turns to gas. Sublimation is a direct transition from solid to gas, and freezing is the opposite process, that is liquid to solid. Question number 6. Which diagram shows the arrangement and relative spacing of the particles in solid state? The answer is A. In a solid state, particles are closely packed, arranged in a fixed orderly pattern and vibrate in a place with minimal spacing. The correct diagram would show tightly packed particles structure, unlike liquids, which are loosely arranged, some movement, or gases, which are widely spaced and random movement. Question number 7. The following table is about the properties of substance. The first property is composed of only one type of atom. The next property is composed of two or more different atoms. The third one is can be broken into smaller substances by ordinary reaction. And the fourth one is cannot be broken down to smaller substance by ordinary reaction. Based on this information, which of the above listed properties of substance describe element? A. 2 and 3, B. 1 and 4, C. 1 and 3, D. 3 and 4. The answer is properties 1 and 4. Elements are pure substances made of only one type of atom, which is property 1, and cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reactions, which is in property 4. Question number 8. When sodium reacts with oxygen, sodium oxide is formed. What are the coefficients of sodium and oxygen respectively in the balanced chemical equation of the reaction? A. 1 and 1, B. 2 and 1, C. 4 and 1, D. 2 and 2. The answer is 4 and 1. The reaction is sodium plus oxygen to give sodium oxide. Here on the left side, 4 sodium atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. On the right side, 2 molecules of Na2O, each with 2 sodium and 1 oxygen. So 4 Na and 2O are total. So the coefficient of sodium and oxygen in the reactants are 4 and 1 respectively. Question number 9. A group of students investigated the general properties of 4 elements and reported their observation as shown in the table below. So there are 4 elements, their physical properties, states, their conductivity and magnetic attractions are given here. Based on this information, which elements show the general properties of nonmetals? A. 1 and 2, B. 1 and 3, C. 3 and 4, D. 2 and 4. The answer is 1 and 3. Element 1 and 3 here are nonmetals, typically are poor conductors of electricity and are not attracted to magnets. Question number 10. 4 students obtained a mixture of sand and salt. Each student proposed a procedure for separating the mixture according to the following table. So the first student followed the technique filtration followed by evaporation and dissolution, and the second student dissolution, then filtration followed by evaporation. The third student filtration, dissolution and evaporation, and the fourth student evaporation followed by dissolution and finally by filtration. Which of the students followed the correct procedure to separate the mixture? A. Student 4, B. Student 3, C. Student 2, D. Student 1. The answer is student 2. To separate sand, or which is insoluble, and salt, which is soluble, the first step is dissolution. Dissolve the mixture in water. Salt dissolves and sand does not. Then filtration. Filter to separate sand, which is solid, from the salt solution. Then evaporation. Evaporate the water from the filtrate to recover the salt. So only student 2, which followed dissolution, then filtration and evaporation, follows this correct sequence. Question number 11. A student wants to create a circular colored particle model to demonstrate the balanced chemical equation for water formation from hydrogen and oxygen. Which activity is not acceptable to construct the model? A. Use different circular size for hydrogen and oxygen in water. B. Put the correct circular colors together to represent the bond. C. Count the total number of hydrogen and oxygen from both sides. D. Label hydrogen and oxygen with similar color from both sides. The answer is label hydrogen and oxygen with similar color from both sides. In a particle model for the reaction hydrogen plus oxygen to produce water, hydrogen and oxygen atoms should be distinguishable. Example, different colors to show their distinct identities in reactants and products. Question number 12. A group of students separated a mixture of two miscible liquids and wrote a report on their findings. Which physical means should be described in their report as a means of separation? A. Magnetic difference. B. Density difference. C. Boiling point difference. D. Particle size difference. The answer is boiling point difference. Miscible liquids, example ethanol and water, mix completely and cannot be separated by filtration particles because of the particle size, magnetism, or density directly. They are separated by distillation, which relies on differences in boiling points. So one liquid evaporates at a lower temperature and is condensed separately. Therefore, the correct answer will be boiling point difference. Question number 13. The smallest stable particle of a substance that can exist by itself is blank. A. Molecule. B. An atom. C. A nucleus. D. An electron. The answer is a molecule. Molecules, example water, are the smallest stable units retaining a substance properties. Atoms, for example sodium, react and may not exist stably alone. So the answer is molecule. Question number 14. What is the name of the fourth member of alkane series? A. Hexane. B. Propane. C. Butane. D. Pentane. The answer is butane. The alkane series follows the formula CnH2n plus 2. Methane CH4, ethane C2H6, propane C3H8, and butane C4H10. Therefore, the correct answer is butane, which is the fourth member in the home series of alkanes. Question number 15. The main difference between continuity and discontinuity theories is that continuity theory blank. A. Accepts the existence of an atom. B. Accepts the discreteness property of matter. C. Is similar to the modern theory of matter. D. Accepts the infinite divisibility of matter. The answer is accepts the infinite divisibility of matter. The continuity theory posits that matter can be infinitely divided into smaller parts without losing its properties, which is an outdated view. The discontinuity theory or modern atomic theory states that matter is made of discrete particles or atoms that cannot be divided further chemically. Thus, the key difference is that continuity theory accepts infinite division. Question number 16. How many electrons and neutrons respectively are there in aluminum atom? A. 13 and 13. B. 13 and 14. C. 13 and 27. D. 14 and 27. The answer is 13 and 14. For aluminum atom, the atomic number is 13, is the number of proton which equals the number of electrons in a neutral atom, that's 13. The mass number, which is 27, is the sum of protons and neutrons. So neutrons is equal to 27 minus 13, which is equal to 14. So the answer will be 13 electrons and 14 neutrons. Question number 17. What is the chemical formula of a salt formed from fluoride ion and calcium ion? A. CaF2. B. F2Ca. C. CaF. D. Ca2F. The answer is CaF2. To form a neutral ionic compound, the charges must balance. So the calcium ion has a +2 charge, fluoride ion has -1 charge, so 2 fluoride ions are needed to balance 1 calcium ion. Thus the formula CaF2 or calcium fluoride is the correct answer. Question number 18. Which of the following properties of substance belongs to acidic oxide? A. Reacts with base to form salt and water. B. Reacts with acids to form salt and water. C. Reacts with basic oxides to form salt and water. D. Changes red litmus to blue in water solution. The answer is reacts with base to form salt and water. Acidic oxides, example carbon dioxide and sulfur trioxide, react with base, sodium hydroxide, to form a salt, example sodium carbonate and water, commonly called neutralization reaction. Question number 19. A group of students classified potassium oxide, calcium oxide, carbon dioxide, water, sulfur trioxide, and aluminum oxide into 2 groups based on their common properties. Which of the following classification is correct? A. Basic oxides and salts. B. Metallic and non-metallic oxides. C. Bases and acidic oxides. D. Acids and bases. The answer is metallic and non-metallic oxides. Metallic oxides from metals like potassium oxide and calcium oxide, and aluminum oxide, which is amphoteric, and non-metallic oxides from non-metals like carbon dioxide and sulfur trioxides. Water is neutral but often grouped with non-metallic oxides in basic classifications. So the most appropriate classification is metallic non-metallic oxides. Question number 20. Properties of acids are related to the presence of blank. A. Nitrite ion. B. Hydroxide ion. C. Oxide ion. D. Hydrogen ion. The answer is hydrogen ion. Acids release hydrogen ion in solution, which is responsible for their properties. Example, sour taste and reacting with bases. Question number 21. A student wants to prepare a base from magnesium ribbon in a laboratory. Which of the following methods should he or she follow? A. Grind magnesium ribbon and test the small pieces with red litmus paper. B. Dissolve magnesium ribbon in hydrochloric acid and test with blue litmus paper. C. burn magnesium, then dissolves the powder and test with red litmus paper. D. Burn magnesium, then collects its powder and test with blue litmus paper. The answer will be burn magnesium, then dissolves the powder and test with red litmus paper. To prepare a base, burn magnesium ribbon to form magnesium oxide. Then dissolve the magnesium oxide in water to form magnesium hydroxide, which is a weak base. Then test with red litmus paper, which turns blue in the presence of a base. Question number 22. The following are some of the procedures listed randomly to observe an object under a microscope. Cover the object with cover slip. Observe under low power objective lens. Add drop of water on the middle of a slide. Place the hair fiber onto the water drop. The correct procedure to use the microscope is blank. A. 1, 2, 3 and 4. B. 4, 1, 3 and 2. C. 3, 1, 4 and 2. D. 3, 4, 1 and 2. The answer is 3, 4, 1 and 2. The sequence for preparing a slide is add a drop of water on the slide, then place the hair fiber in the water, then cover with a cover slip. So to observe under the microscope with the low power objective lens, the correct sequence is 3, 4, 1 and 2. Question number 23. This item is based on a plant cell diagram given below. What are the cellular structures indicated by 1 and 2 respectively? A. Nucleus and ribosome. B. Golgi apparatus and central vacuole. C. Chloroplast and mitochondria. D. Mitochondria and nucleus. The answer is Golgi apparatus and central vacuole. In a plant cell diagram, structure 1 and 2 are key organelles. The most likely answer is Golgi apparatus and central vacuole respectively. These are prominent in plant cells. Both organelles are critical for plant cell function, with the central vacuole supporting structure and storage, and the Golgi apparatus facilitating molecular processing and Question number 24. Which one of the following is an example of tissue in the human body? A. Blood. B. Stomach. C. Liver. D. Heart. The answer is blood. A tissue is a group of similar cells performing a specific function. Blood is a connective tissue composed of cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma and platelets. Stomach, liver, and heart are organs composed of multiple. So the correct answer is blood. Question number 25. One of the characteristics of living things is sensitivity. Sensitivity means blank. A. The ability of an organism to give birth. B. A change in form and shape of an organism. C. The ability to respond to environmental stress. D. The ability to take in food and remove wastes. The answer is the ability to respond to environmental stress. Sensitivity in living organisms refers to their ability to detect and respond to environmental stimuli. Example, light, touch, and temperature. Question number 26. Why scientific names of organisms are more important than local names? Because scientific names blank A are often too specific and are not used worldwide. B. Allow scientists to communicate clearly about living things. C. Can refer to different organisms in different countries. D. Are based on the local language of each country in the world. The answer is allow scientists to communicate clearly about living things. Scientific names, which are binomial nomenclature, are universal, using Latin-based terms, example Homo sapiens, ensuring clarity and consistency worldwide. Question number 27. The following table is about the comparison of kingdom Animalia and Plantae. Which of these description is correct about the comparison of the two kingdoms? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. The answer is 4. For instance, if we take the first one, it's incorrect because it says the table reverses the description. Animals has no cell wall and Plantae has cellulose cell wall, it says. And the number 2 is also incorrect because the table reverses mobility. Animalia can move, Plantae generally cannot. And third, which is also incorrect, the table reverses chloroplasts. Plantae has chloroplasts and Animalia doesn't. So the correct answer is Plantae can make their own food via photosynthesis and Animalia cannot, or which are heterotrophic. So the correct answer is the fourth one. Question number 28. Which of the following options contain the list of organisms that belong to kingdom fungi? A. Ferns, mushrooms and mosses. B. Junipers, mosses and ferns. C. Mushrooms, yeasts and molds. D. Eucalyptus, igluna and algae. The answer is mushrooms, yeasts and molds. Kingdom fungi includes organisms like mushrooms, yeasts and molds, which are heterotrophic and have cell walls made of chitin. Question number 29. Which one of the following is true about the body plans of ferns? Ferns A. Possess vascular tissues and spores but no seeds and flowers. B. Possesses seeds enclosed in cones but no flowers and fruits. C. Produce seeds within fruits and possess vascular tissues. D. Lack true roots, stem or leaves but possess spores. The answer is possess vascular tissues and spores but no seeds and flowers. Ferns are pteridophytes with vascular tissues, xylem and phloem, and reproduce via spores, not seeds or flowers. Question number 30. Which disease is associated with the human integumentary system? A. Arthritis. B. Osteoporosis. C. Sinusitis. D. Eczema. The answer is eczema. The integumentary system includes skin, hair, and nails. Eczema is a skin condition affecting the integumentary system. Arthritis affects joints, osteoporosis affects bones, and sinusitis affects sinuses or respiratory system. Question number 31. The human muscular system is used to blank. A. Excrete metabolic wastes. B. Facilitate digestion processes. C. Store fats and minerals. D. Absorb nutrients into bloodstream. The answer is facilitate digestion process. The muscular system plays a crucial role in digestion by aiding the movement of food through the digestive tract. Smooth muscles like spine contract and relax in wave-like motions called peristalsis, which propels food along. Question number 32. The human skeletal system consists of A. Bones, cartilage and ligaments. B. Liver, esophagus and intestine. C. Heart, blood vessels and blood. D. Skeletal, smooth and cardiac muscle. The answer is bones, cartilage and ligaments. The skeletal system includes bones, cartilage, which are flexible connective tissues, and ligaments, which connect bones to bones. Question number 33. Which one of the following disease is associated with a human digestive system? A. Stroke. B. Asthma. C. Hemorrhoid. D. Syphilis. The answer is hemorrhoid. Hemorrhoids are swollen veins in the rectum or anus, part of the digestive system. Stroke affects the brain, asthma affects the respiratory system, and syphilis affects multiple systems or bacterial infection. Question number 34. The main function of the human respiratory system is to A. Maintain the unborn baby during gestation period. B. Facilitate gas exchange between body and environment. C. Help the body maintain normal body temperature. D. Convert large-sized foods into their simplest forms. The answer is facilitate gas exchange between body and environment. The respiratory system's primary function is gas exchange. Oxygen in, carbon dioxide out via the lungs. Question number 35. The human circulatory system is used to A. Produce the different blood cells. B. Move food along the digestive tracts. C. Ventilate the lungs during breathing. D. Transport nutrients and gases in the body. The answer is transport nutrients and gases in the body. The circulatory system, heart, blood vessel and blood transports nutrients, oxygen and waste gases, example carbon dioxide, throughout the body. Question number 36. Which of the following is the definition of menstruation? It is the A. Monthly discharge of blood through vagina. B. Union of eggs and sperm cells inside female body. C. Thickening of uterus tissue wall for pregnancy. D. Embedding of zygote in the thickened uterus wall. The answer is the monthly discharge of blood through vagina. Menstruation is the monthly shedding of the uterine lining or endometrium through the vagina when pregnancy does not occur. Question number 37. Which one of the following is the definition of ecosystem? It is A. The role of plants and animals in a specific environment. B. The abiotic components including climate, soil and water. C. A community of organisms and their non-living surrounding. D. The actual place where an organism is found in a specific time. The answer is a community of organisms and their non-living surrounding. An ecosystem includes all living organisms, biotic components, and their non-living environment, abiotic components, example climate, soil, and water, interacting in a specific area. Question number 38. If you are asked to construct a food chain using grass, hawk, rat, and snake, the correct order of the food chain is A. Grass, snake, rat, and hawk. B. Hawk, rat, grass, and snake. C. Grass, hawk, snake, and hawk. D. Grass, rat, snake, and hawk. The answer is grass, rat, snake, and hawk. In a food chain, energy flows from producers to consumers. Grass, in this case, is a producer, is eaten by rat, which is a primary consumer. Then rat is eaten by snake, which is a secondary consumer. Then snake is eaten by hawk, which is a tertiary consumer. Therefore, correct order is grass eaten by rat, rat eaten by snake, and the snake eaten by hawk is the correct order. Question number 39. Select the correct statement about the characteristics of soil. Soil: A. Vary in their particle size. B. Have similar water drainage properties. C. Contain only inorganic materials. D. Have similar nutrient content. The answer is vary in their particle size. Soils differ in particle size. Example: sand, silt, and clay, affecting texture, drainage, and fertility. Question number 40. Which one of the following strategy is used to conserve water? A. Vertical plowing of hillsides. B. Disposing industrial wastes into streams. C. Avoiding the cause of water pollution. D. Using inland irrigation system. The answer is avoiding the cause of water pollution. Avoiding water pollution, example: reducing chemical runoff, conserves clean water resources. Question number 41. Select the correct statement about the composition of atmospheric air. A. Oxygen is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. B. It contains carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, and dust particles. C. About 50% of the atmospheric air comprises carbon dioxide. D. It doesn't contain water vapor and dust particles. The answer is it contains carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, and dust particles. Atmospheric air is primarily nitrogen, which is about 78% by volume. Oxygen, about 21%, with trace amounts of carbon dioxide, water vapor, and dust particles. Question number 42. Which of the following human activities is the cause of deforestation? A. Afforestation in unused lands. B. Expansion of farmlands. C. Searching of alternative fuel sources. D. Planting trees along the roadsides. The answer is expansion of farmlands. Deforestation involves clearing forests, often for agriculture or expansion of farmlands. Question number 43. Which of the following is an evidence supporting the shape of the Earth is like a sphere? A. Time differences between distant places. B. The disappearing and reappearing of the moon. C. Mountains shadow on the surface of the earth. D. The disappearing and reappearing of the sun. The answer is time differences between distant places. Evidence for Earth's spherical shape includes disappearing and reappearing of ships on the horizon, time differences between distant places, Earth's shadow on the moon during a lunar eclipse, picture of Earth from space. Question number 44. Which one of the following is the thickest part of the Earth's layer? A. Crust. B. Outer core. C. Inner core. D. Mantle. The answer is mantle. Earth's layers by thickness are crust, which is about 5 to 70 kilometers, which is the thinnest. Mantle, approximately 2,900 kilometers, the thickest. Outer core, which is approximately 2,200 kilometers, and the inner core, which is approximately 1,200 kilometers. Therefore, the mantle is the thickest layer. Question number 45. The following two diagrams show the movement of Earth on its own axis and around the Sun. Which of the following statement is correct? A. Diagram B shows Earth's revolution, which causes unequal lengths of day and night. B. Diagram B shows Earth's rotation, which causes unequal lengths of day and night. C. Diagram B shows Earth's revolution, which causes seasons of the year. D. Diagram A shows Earth's rotation, which causes seasons of the year. The answer is diagram B shows Earth's revolution, which causes seasons of the year. Rotation, which is Earth spinning on its axis for 24, causes day and night. And revolution, Earth's orbiting the Sun, causes seasons due to the tilt of Earth's axis. Unequal day or night lengths are due to the tilt during revolution, but the primary effect of revolution is season. Question number 46. Consider the actions in 1, 2, and 3 given below. Which of the following actions 1, 2, and 3 demonstrate the pulling activities of a force? The actions are: a magnet repels another magnet, a rubber band is stretched by two hands, and a magnet attracts another magnet. A. 1 and 2. B. 1 and 3. C. 2 and 3. D. 1, 2, and 3. The answer is 2 and 3. A pulling force brings objects closer or strains them. If you take the first one, repelling is a pushing force. Magnets move apart. The second one, stretching a rubber band involves pulling it. And number 3, a magnet attracting another magnet is a pulling force. Therefore, number 2 and number 3 demonstrates pulling. Question number 47. Consider the actions in 1, 2, and 3 given below. The first one says, a student squeezed some dough in his hand. The second one, a student kicked a stationary ball. And the third action is, a student caught a moving tennis ball. Based on this information, which of the following effect of the force is not demonstrated in the actions 1, 2, and 3 above? Force can: A. Stop a moving object. B. Make a stationary object move. C. Change the shape of an object. D. Change the mass of an object. The answer is change the mass of an object. Force can change the shape, squeezing dough. Make a stationary object move, kicking a ball. Stop a moving object, catching a ball. Force do not change the mass of an object. Therefore, as mass is a fixed property, the answer is D, which is change the mass of an object, is the answer given from the given alternatives. Question number 48. What is the reading on the Newton meter shown in the figure below? A. 10.1 Newton. B. 10.2 Newton. C. 11.0 Newton. D. 11.0 Newton. 12.0 Newton. The answer is 12.0 Newton. A Newton meter measures forces in Newton. Each interval shows 2 Newton. Hence, the current reading is 12.0 Newton. Question number 49. The property of matter which exists in different forms and can be converted from one form to another form is called A. Force, B. Power, C. Energy, D. Work. The answer is energy. Energy exists in forms like kinetic, potential, chemical, and thermal, and can be converted. Example, chemical energy to light energy in a bulb. Force is a push or pull. Power is rate of doing work, and work is energy transfer via force over distance. Therefore, the correct answer is energy. Question number 50. When a dry cell battery is connected with a small bulb using wire, the bulb gives light. Which of the following is correct about the change in the form of energy in this process? A. Chemical change in dry cells is converted to light energy in the bulb. B. Light energy in dry cell is converted into light energy in the bulb. C. Nuclear energy in the dry cell is converted to light energy in the bulb. D. Heat energy in the dry cell is converted to light energy in the bulb. The answer is chemical energy in dry cells is converted to light energy in the bulb. A dry cell battery stores chemical energy, which is converted to electrical energy in the circuit, then to light energy and some heat in the bulb. Question number 51. Which of the following is the main source of energy for cars in Ethiopia? A. Hydroelectric. B. Crude oil. C. Sun. D. Wind. The answer is crude oil. Most cars in Ethiopia and globally run on fuels derived from crude oil, example petrol and diesel. Question number 52. Which of the following correctly describes the family of our solar system? It's A. Single planet orbiting a star. B. Collection of stars located in one galaxy. C. Group of comets moving together in space. D. Collection of planets, moons, asteroids, and the sun. The answer is collection of planets, moons, asteroids, and the sun. The solar system includes the sun, planets, moons, asteroids, comets, and other celestial bodies orbiting the Sun. Question number 53. Which of the following diagrams correctly represent a portion of our solar system model? The answer is C. So the image is not clear. The correct diagram would show the Sun at the center with planets orbiting in elliptical paths in proper positions. Question number 54. Which of the following best describes the motion of planets in the solar system? Planets A. Move in a straight line away from the Sun. B. Move around the Sun in elliptical orbits. D. Stay in one position and do not move. D. Are stationary at the center of the solar system. The answer is move around the Sun in elliptical orbits. Planets orbit the Sun in elliptical orbits as Kepler's first law. Question number 55. Which of the following characteristics makes Earth unique for sustaining life? It A. Has liquid water on its surface. B. Has similar size to Venus. C. Is the closest planet to the Sun. D. Has no atmosphere. The answer is has liquid water on its surface. Liquid water is critical for life, and Earth is unique in having abundant surface water in liquid form. Question number 56. What happens during the dispersion of light? Light A. Gets absorbed by surfaces and objects. B. Travels in a straight line through empty space. C. Bends and refracts when passing through different materials. D. Splits into different colors when passing through a prism. The answer is splits into different colors when passing through a prism. Dispersion occurs when white light passes through a prism, splitting into its component or spectrum due to different wavelengths refracting at different angles. Question number 57. Three students made discussions about the formation of sound as follows. Student A says, I can make sound with two stones, but they do not vibrate. Student B says, I can make sound by striking a tuning fork and holding it in the air. And student C says, I can make a car string vibrate, causing it to produce sound. Which student or students demonstrates the formation of sound correctly? A. Student B only. B. Student A only. C. Student A and student C. D. Student B and student C. The answer is student B and student C. Sound is produced by vibration of objects. Student A is incorrect because striking stones causes vibration to produce sound. Student B is correct. A tuning fork vibrates when struck, producing sound. And student C is also correct. A vibrating car string produces sound. Hence, student B and C are correct. Question number 58. The diagram below shows how heat moves within a cup of hot tea. This kind of heat transfer is A. Conduction, B. Convection, C. Radiation, D. Reflection. The answer is convection. In a cup of hot tea, heat transfer occurs via convection, where warmer or less dense liquid rises and cooler or denser liquid sinks, creating circulation. Conduction. In conduction, heat transfers through direct contact, example in solids. Radiation is heat transfer via electromagnetic waves, and reflection is not a heat transfer mechanism. Question number 59. Which of the light bulb below will give light? The answer is A. A light bulb will light up if connected in a complete circuit with a power source, example battery. The correct diagram would show a closed circuit with the bulb, battery, and wires properly connected. Question number 60. What is the force responsible for the attraction between a magnet and a metal object? A. Electrical force. B. Gravitational force. C. Magnetic force. And D. Frictional force. The answer is magnetic force. The magnetic force causes attraction between a magnet and a ferromagnetic metal, example iron. Electrical force involves charged particles. Gravitational force, which is a universal attraction not specific to magnet, and frictional force is the one that opposes the motion. Dear viewers and listeners of this YouTube channel, this is all about the 2017 Ethiopian calendar or 2025 Grade 8 General Science exam and answers and explanations for the exam. If you have any question or comment, you are welcome. If you like this, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. If you like or if you need the PDF of this question, you can get in the Telegram channel, which is how to, that I will attach in the comment box. See you in other subjects. Bye.